So fire that stood out for me was the Pagami fire in 2011, and that was in the boundary waters of Minnesota. So with that, it was a 21-day spike out, and the crew actually had to really kind of take care of themselves from morning to night, cooking breakfast, getting our lunches going, and also cooking dinner. So we didn't have, we didn't have our MREs or actually food that was being sent out to us. We had to cook it. So we had to, work a long shift, but also kind of take care of the crew and all its needs. A cool thing about that fire was, I should say, an interesting aspect was that, there are these islands surrounded by water that were burning, and we were using canoes to go and commute, every day to get to these islands, and then we would also be on a bush plane that would take us to an island that was even further away. So the fire activity was interesting, and just the daily commute was interesting as well. So I thought that was a pretty unique fire. And it's interesting because in one day that fire ran, I think it was over, I think 6 or 7 mile push, and from Ely, Minnesota, which was kind of the town closest to the fire, was a massive column that you could see just coming out of the lake. I mean, that's what it looked like when we got there. And there was a lot of blowdown from like a large wind event that occurred, I think it was like 6 or 7 years before. And it made a massive push, and RHs were high, and it kind of had that mossy kind of Alaska tundra stuff that doesn't look like it could burn, but definitely did. And after that, it kind of turned more into a political kind of fire, and the fire activity was low, yet we had to really kind of work on that fire for 20 days. So, yeah.